Today we're going to review a few of the cloning, stamp, and healing tools. So it's going to let you take pictures like this and fix them so they're nice and clean. So the first tool we're going to start with is the spot healing tool. So the spot healing tool is over here about a little way down. You're going to click and hold and it looks like a band-aid. So it's a band-aid with a little spot. The regular healing tool is just a band-aid, and then we have the patch tool. So we're going to use a little bit of all of these, but we're going to start with the spot healing tool. Now the spot healing tool is made for spots. So I'm going to go to my photo, I'm going to press those bracket keys next to the letter P so that my tool is smaller. You only want the tool to be as big as the spots you're working with. So now I'm going to go to some of these spots and I'm just going to click one time and they're going to disappear. So the computer is going to choose where it gets the information from. We call that sourcing. So the computer sources the information and I can just click and it disappears. Now you don't want to go through and do too much of a space because it's going to blend and pick up weird things that you don't want. So if you make a mistake, just do a Command Z like zebra. So I can go through, of course, and just click and just take care of some of these spots. Now if you get to a point where it's like making weird spots like that, it's not choosing what you want, you can go to the healing brush. Now the healing brush lets you choose where the information comes from. So in this case, I can make my tool a little bigger because I get to choose. So I'm going to, if I just click, it's not going to work. It's going to tell me I need to option click to define a source point. So this is going to keep coming up. If I just keep clicking, it's going to keep coming up. So I have to define a source point. What that means is you're going to hold down the option key on your keyboard and you're going to get this little bullseye symbol. I'll let go of the option key, hold down the option key, I get that symbol, I click on a good space, I let go, and I go to a bad space, and you're going to see that plus sign. The plus is the source point. That's where it's coming from. The 0 is where it's going to. So let's go down and fix that little spot on his chin now. So I'm going to hold down the option key, go to a good spot, let go click on the bad spot, and you can see it's going to cover it up from there. So that's the difference between the healing tool and the spot healing tool. Remember, the spot healing tool, the computer chooses. Healing tool, you get to choose. So in this first one, all you're going to do is you're just going to go through and you're just going to kind of clean up Harry Styles. He is just like us. He has blemishes sometimes too. So you're going to go through and just kind of clean that up. So I tend to like the healing tool just because I get to make the choices better, but that's kind of up to you which one you want to try out. Just hold the option key, click, and fix that up. So you want to go through, try to clean this up as much as you can, give that tool a try, and then we're going to switch over to the next tool. Okay, for the next tool, we are going to switch into both the patch tool and the clone stamp. So I'm going to start with the clone stamp because it's just like the healing tool where I have to define a source point. And you're going to see with the clone stamp, if I've defined a source point, it keeps that in there. So I'm going to hold down the option key again, and I'm going to define a source point. So let's say that this is your photo, and you're on the beach, and always, right, somebody walks into your picture, and you're like, oh, I wish it was just my grandparents sitting there on the beach and not all these extra people. Well, great, let's take them out. So I can't do the healing brush because that's going to blur everything together. I just want to cover them up and make it perfect. So think about the clone stamp like a copy paste. So I'm going to go to the good part of this water right here. I'm going to hold down my option key and click that source point, let go of the option key. I'm going to go over here and you're going to see it's going to come with me now and I can line it up exactly. So if I move it around like that's not right, I get it exactly where I want it to be and I click one time and it's going to cover her up. Now I left a little bit of her hat, so I'm going to go over here, shrink my tool down, go get some of these waves, go over here, line that up as close as possible, and go fix that. I might go get some of the sand, make sure her feet are totally covered up. And uh-oh, it made an extra line that I didn't like, so maybe I should just make my tool smaller, find a better source point, go over here, cover that up. Okay, so that's one way you can do that. I'm actually still not happy with that. I'm going to go right next to where she was. So that might be the better idea, is go really close to where the person used to be. So for this man over here, I'm going to make my tool just a little bit bigger, go right next to him to a good part, slide over and slowly click, 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 slowly cover him up. Now the nice thing is with the clone stamp, the tool follows you. So if I go higher, the tool also goes higher with me. So I can slowly click across and it's going to cover it up. So if I define a source point here right next to him and slowly work my way over, might shrink my tool just so I don't cover up these old people, and I can click and hold and slowly cover that up. And now they're not in my picture anymore. So you want to try the entire thing, including this last little group of people over here. I'm going to go a little bit larger, hold down the Option key, click over here, and slowly work my way over. Now, if I just keep going, it's going to remember them and pick them up. So I have to kind of cover up some, let go, let the computer remember, cover up some, let go, cover up some, let go. Okay, so I can slowly work my way over, and now the people are gone, and they're just alone on this lovely beach. So try that with the patch tool. The last thing I want to show you is how to use, that was a clone stamp. The last thing I want to show you is how to use the patch tool. So now we're going to go to the final one. This is the trickiest one. We're going to use all the tools together and fix this photo. The patch tool is great for textures. So I have this line, this damaged part through her hair, and it would be really difficult to clone this because it's on a diagonal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to simply draw around the bad part here, inside her hair. Now you have up here on the top two options, source and destination. So right now I'm on source, and that means if I slide this over, it's going to pull it into whatever the new source is. I can click on that, and it's going to blend it in for me. Now if I'm on destination, I would need to draw the good part, grab it, take it over, and drop it on the bad part. Okay? Now this is going to be good for textures. And I can just Command D to deselect. So I tend to go to source, but you can go to either one. So I tend to draw on the bad part, drag it over to a good spot, let go, and let it blend together. It's kind of up to you how you want to do that. Or you can go to destination and say, take some of the good, drag it over, drop it on the bad, let it blend together. Okay, so the patch tool is like I get a draw patch, I take it over, I kind of line it up where I think it should go, I let go, and it blends the colors and textures for me. Okay, so I want you to try all of that on the hair over here. Let that go, blend it in, so you can see it just matches the lighter color, and that's why I like the patch tool for textures, because it'll pick up the texture, but it'll match the color for what needs to happen. Then on the face, I want you to go back and I want you to try the healing tool on this one. It's a smooth area, so I can hold down my Option key, I can go up here, and I can just cover up this line. It'll blend it right together. So Option key, find all these cracks, and just kind of blend those into the face. The healing tool is a blending tool, so it's going to let me blend all those things away. You can switch over into the spot healing tool and just click on these little spots that you see and make the spots go away. And then last, you can go to the clone stamp, and you can see like this jawline. I need this perfect line on the side of her face. So I'm going to make my tool a little bit bigger. I'm going to find that line in a good spot, Option key, source point, go up there, line it up, and it's going to simply cover that up so I can fix those edges. So over here again, I have this edge that I need to have perfect. Go to the Option key, click on that, go up here, line it up with my clone stamp, and cover that up. Now I could go and switch back and forth into, let's say, I don't know, let's go to our patch tool. I'm on destination. Actually, I'm going to go to source. I'm going to say take just this much, move that, blend it with something like this, which is much better, and clean up that hair. Okay? Your ultimate goal for today is to fix the damaged photo. You're going to use the spot healing tool, the patch tool, and the clone stamp. When you are done, the best of this that you can do, then go ahead and just save this to your desktop so we can check those in. If for some reason things get horribly, horribly wrong, over here in your history, this top tool up here shows you the last 20 steps or so. Okay, so it'll let you go back, to a certain point. So if I was just a couple things, I just click on the word. I don't need to delete the other ones. It'll take me back on its own.